They, good boy, Tuck. Good boy. Benny, find a spot. Or don't. People just suck. I mean, you think about with all the supposed people on the planet. Come up here. Come here. Come up here. That's where you want to be the most, anyway. So just sit by your girlfriend. You move over. You let him be there too. It's so cute, like a romantic hot date, not a hot. It's a warm, maybe. It's a little lukewarm little old dog date. So cute. Pretty lady. It always feels better sitting next to her, though. Have a little recliner love seat, and Tucker and Luna like to. Oh, she just jumped down. She's like, nope, but Tucker don't care because he likes it better himself. Yeah, he wanted to be up there. Go ahead. Musical mutts. Benny! I don't know about you. You want to go back here? Come on. Come on. There. Come here. Benny, here. Oh. Do what you want. Everybody's extra squirrely, and I'm trying not to flash. Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Heok empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things, and man, people just suck. People that steal just suck. They just suck. And there's so many people that steal. They're like, you know, like they're not going to know. Well, that's the thing is the people that steal, they don't care. They know that they're going to notice and they're going to take something. They just like to take mementos. It sucks. It just like to fucking ruin people's day. People just mostly suck. Because if you think about how many people are supposedly on this planet and all the good deeds that aren't done, yet all the people that suck, you know? I mean, you can't even trust your things in your own home when you're trying to sell your home anymore. You can't. Because people are shady. People are shysters. And they see things they like and then they make them get theirs. And there's more of those kind of people on the planet. More evasive people. More like, I don't know how many fucking... I came home today and there were there's a pit bull and a little pit bull puppy on my back. Now I don't I'm very anti-stray dogs. When people don't have control over their dogs and don't understand where their dogs are and know where their dogs are, they have no business having fucking dogs. And the dog was on a leash, and I don't know the dog, and I've been bitten by so many dogs in my life that appear to be friendly and just aren't. And that haven't been appeared. I just have been bitten by more freaking dogs than the average person has. And so when there's strange dogs at my back door, I'm not comfortable with that. So I pick up the puppy, and I walk up to the front, and I yell at the neighbor's name. Oh, your dogs were at my back door. Oh, I'm sorry. It's just a cure-all. I'm sorry. It's just a freaking hollow, vacant, bullshit fucking response. Because people aren't sorry. I don't know how much shit for how many dogs I'm picking up in my yard. I didn't know I was gonna have a community dog park in my fucking yard. And I was going out and people would have their dog, because they have people that come over, oh, just put it in the yard. I'm not comfortable with these things. And the shit that fucking people think that I need to be comfortable with is getting really fucking old. It's getting really old. People's bad manners, bad behaviors, they get away with acting however they want because they don't know how to fucking act any different. Tucker, just go find a place to be. I spend my days accommodating things, people, situations. And my natural will, my natural inclination is to do that, not that. Is just to do what I want when I want. And so some days I struggle with thy will, not mine, be done. Especially when I'm surrounded by people and all I see people is just living in their self-will and their gluttony and their selfishness and their justification. I heard a talk. I just found this new channel on from another channel, and the first talk I heard, I was just not. I don't know. I'll give it a couple more, and then I might just check in every now and again. But evidently, she was really, really sick recently. And I haven't been really, really sick from a cold or otherwise. See, I always looked at sickness as energetic. I've always felt the energy of it. So I didn't care what the doctors called it. Like earaches. I was having an imbalance, an energetic imbalance, and it was manifesting in the inflammation in my ear. I was ungrounded. This is how I understood it. I conceptualized it when I was a little kid. I used to get really bad earaches, like to the where you touched you couldn't touch my ear. One time it was so inflamed it was red hot. And we went to the ER. I must have been 8 years old, 7, 8 years old, 9 years old. We lived on Manzanita Lane. And that was the night that they had like 6 interns on. And it was such an extreme case, but they were so happy that because they all got to see the example of this case. But what they didn't realize is this small child. It took 3 of these grown men to hold me down as a 7-year-old girl. Is that they were fucking torturing me. But in medical academia, they don't care. You're just a case study. And because they don't have emotions like empaths do, and they can detach and cut themselves off and just look at it as a case and disconnect from the person that's in. They don't care that somebody's suffering, a little kid's suffering. And it's just gotten worse. Things keep getting worse. I keep waiting for things to... My whole life, people have been saying, it's got to get worse before it gets better. And it's never gotten better. And now it's just a lie. I bought a deck of cards today. I love cards. New decks. It was just a total random act. I was at the Dollar General and I saw them there. So... I wonder if I could add up all the time I spent playing solitaire. Stuff like that. I grew up my dad's side of the family. They all played cards. I learned how to play cribbage. I was 4 years old. Because I always wanted to do. I didn't want to watch. I wanted to participate in life. And so I learned how to do stuff. I've been doing it my whole life, but life slowed down a lot. And as much as I've learned, I don't know, there's less stuff out there I'm interested in. But just the evolution the evolution of a deck of cards. You know, you get them, they're all shiny, glossy. They feel all nice, you know. And then as you play them, they're like people. They start getting duller. The colors fade. I shuffled it I don't know how many times, and then I came up with the Marge card on the bottom. Then they start getting all tethered and rough around the edges. Yeah. A lot of because we'd play cards, not people wouldn't talk and communicate about how they felt about things much. But I mean the hours that we played, like at holidays and stuff like that. No. I do have my remembrances of going to my father's parents' house and having Thanksgiving and things like that. It never. I always felt like I was like a guest, you know. I never. And then when I grew up, I tried to fill up my own house, and I just couldn't figure out how to do it. I can figure out how to do a lot of things, but I can't figure out how to. I never could figure out how to create my own family. So, I've had the privilege of being a part of a lot of people's occasions, you know, holidays and otherwise. And Mom's never been big on holidays either, so even if I make a fuss, she's just not really into it. There's a lot of years, like I made myself, because I hated holidays for a number of years, hated them, they just sucked. But I got past that, and they're just other days. I like just paying attention to the energy of the day and to how the seasons feel and things like that. You know, it's just, life is hard. It's just been rough for so many people. So many people. The people that I know. See, I've never had it's just been me and Mom. You know, and I've watched these people, they've had their, you know, they have these big old huge families, and there's just so much loss. It's just a lot of hurt in the world. You know, a lot of sick people. It's a cold, dark winter. It's here. So, what else? I was going to talk about, God, where does all the good go? All like when people come up to a situation in life and they can help somebody out or they can hinder. There's so many people that are hindering, that are just a hindrance, you know, that just are standing in the way. It's so bizarre to me. There's all these systems that are that pay themselves to serve a function, and then they don't serve the function. It's bizarre. It's bizarre. It doesn't add up. And the rewards that people get for doing lame shit, that doesn't add up either. I saw an ad at one of the local ski places. They have like these big old, I don't know, they talk about all these non-for-profits. I'm not going to be able to find it now. I should have taken a screenshot of it. But it's like military appreciation. It's so bizarre to me. Nobody alive on this planet right now, because I don't know, maybe like there's some World War II veterans left, right? But for like Operation Desert Storm, which all the Mideastern BS that's happened in the last since then is all falls under that designation. It's just nonsense. So, you know, as far as a veteran, my it's always been like this. This is why I only did 6 years, and I don't fit into freaking any mainstream ideology. is that it is just the greatest resource hog, the greatest freaking bundle of misappropriation of funds. We have no business engaging in military conflicts unless we're protecting the land of the United States. Therefore, all of this crap that we've been doing, killing people in other countries in the frickin' ideologic name of freedom, that has just been bullshit. So these fucking limp dick fucking old dudes can feel like a man again. And that's a lot with their stupid sacrifices and their freaking nonsense bullshit, and this country has just praised it and condoned it because they just go along, do what they're told. We live in the land of parrots. Patriotic. Polly want a cracker. Did you vote? Get your sticker. Live in a country where people don't think. People don't think. Is that you, PETA? I'm glad to see you. I'm glad. I didn't go to the church and have supper from 4 to 6 today. I was walking. I laid down for a while, and I was really I was looking forward to it the last couple days, and then I thought, you know what? It could be good. It could just be another thing that I did just to do. And I didn't really want to sit in the blasé. So whatever potential it could have been, there's an outcome I didn't want, so I didn't do it. So I didn't go. Plus, I just made this freaking big old beautiful pot roast, and because Mom didn't get to eat it for supper last night, I didn't either because it wasn't done yet by 5:30. God, it took forever for that crock pot to get hot. I know baking is affected, but stuff like that isn't impacted at like higher elevations, is it? I'm ignorant. I know baking, there's like I gotta use more flour to bake things. Because we're 7,000 feet, easy. Huh, Ma? Yeah. We're up there. We're in the nosebleed seats. 7,000 feet. Highest I've ever lived. I had trouble when we went to Flagstaff. I had that elevation. I didn't. That's a high. I didn't. Yeah. Oh, got my making list. Paper. Just checking things off my list. Stationery, and it came in a neat box. Oh shit, it is $13. So now I got stuff to make lists on. First thing, what now did I do with my pen? Confounded. I just had the pen. Now every time I look at my pipe, I'm gonna get mad. Oh, people suck. People just suck. I would freaking call the real estate agent and freaking ring somebody is what I would do. I'd be like, I want my shit. You know what? I did have an experience like that one time with Libby. I took a picture of her and it was classy. And it was an actual photo. So it was an 8x10. And I printed it off and it was anyway, she was topless. And I had it underneath my cable box. And this was when I lived on 41st Street in Omaha, Nebraska. And I had, there's like 3 pictures underneath my cable box, and one was her topless. Kinda, she was like covering herself. She was like this, but she didn't have a top. She was still topless, but she was covering herself. And so he had called because it was like for the, to let me know he was on his way. And then he showed up. And then I had to leave early. And then so he had to let himself out, kind of a thing. And he locked the door and stuff. And then I got home. And he swapped out the cable box and the pictures were gone. But because he had, and I called and I said, listen, I said, you have things that belong to me and you need to bring those back. And if you don't, there will be a call to your supervisor. Just slip them in the mailbox. And he did. And that was that. And it's just like, yeah. So I would definitely say something to somebody. Yeah, that's just, it's like you have to, people are, there's no professional. Where is human decency gone? Where is how human? I mean, like, where is it? And people are so gung-ho about freaking merging their freaking selves with technology and stuff. Dude, they ask somebody how they feel in the winter after a hip replacement. All right, after they have, or like, they've had a, you got a lot of, or someone just not even had a lot of surgery, but just someone that's has real bad arthritis. My feet hurt. It gets cold. My feet hurt. So how do people think that they're going to feel when they got a bunch of freaking circuitry and whatever they're willing to do themselves? What then? What then? You're just not gonna. That's him in his ear. Damn it! Separate. Get away from him. Go. Separate. I knew that was gonna happen. I knew it. I knew that was going to happen. I knew if I was going to leave Tucker in there with Benny, Tucker's going to end up licking on the inside of his ear, and then Benny's going to get all... It's just... My life is so wonderful. It is so wonderful. I live the same day. I even got Groundhog's Day over there. Maybe that's the movie I'll watch tonight. Watch somebody else's version of Groundhog's Day, because I live in mine. I try to get out of it. I do. I try to do things. I try to go places and meet people. And the universe just says, fuck you, Margie. You just get to fucking live in a bubble and, watch a bunch of fucking dumbasses fucking live the best version of their lives. And just, get all that stuff you're looking for. Benny! Go lay down. Yep. I don't even want to... Just go lie down. Just get out of my sight. Just go. They're just... I need a vacation. I'm about 7 years overdue from... You know what? And that was going to be my vacation. Is going to my sister's funeral memorial at the bar that she worked at. Yeah, that was going to be my vacation. My time away from my life was to go to that, and I couldn't even fucking find a human being reliable enough to stay with my mother for 36 hours. That's how fucking rad this planet is. Go planet Earth! So, you know what? Whatever happens, happens. I don't fucking care if the polls flip. I don't care if millions of people... I don't care, because you know what? All these people that will just, maybe they would wake up then. They're not waking up now. I don't care. So everybody gets their penance. Everybody's gonna get their chance. God, my whole life has been hell. And I every day I see people that have been coddled and fucking babied and fucking just had everything handed to them, have never worked for anything, just gotten what they have because of their name, who they're related to. And that's what makes this world go around. So why fucking bother have any kind of integrity? Why? What's the point? Is it gonna get me into heaven? I'm probably thinking no. I don't think heaven is a place. Yet all these churches that are feeding people. How much bailout money did they get? How much relief funds did they get? That's really cool. And I live in New Mexico. Native Americans all over the place. Yet this country is based on people coming in and wiping out a whole freaking group of people. And yay. You don't, my friend said it today, don't celebrate the people that were here before, but celebrate the ones that fucking came after them. Got here later and decimated and was the beginning to the clusterfuck in which we are at now, But we got a bunch of casinos. So many casinos. I'd personally rather have more of this fucking land back, that the government fucking sucked up in its own evil, wicked entity and doesn't even maintain. Largest fire in New Mexico history, started by the United States Forestry Department because of blatant ignorance and stupidity. And I bet they probably still got a decent review. Started the largest, did a controlled burn on a very windy day. I mean, it's just stupid. I mean, I don't even know. I don't even think it has anything to do with conspiracies. I think that freaking people that work in federal jobs and state jobs are just basic. Yeah. And they're not really interested in solving problems. They're just interested in doing their paycheck and then fucking having to cut out early so they can go watch their kid's soccer game and they can be on the home on the weekends, just have their house with their pool. I'm thinking about like a lot of them that I know in California. Never thought that freaking, people that, because when in the 70s and stuff, they were not rich. City employees, state employees, and they worked a lot harder too. But the world is not, it is constantly changing and it's evolving into something that it doesn't seem like it's less and less fun for me to have any kind of interest in it. And people, I just see people and I'm just like, oh, everybody's just a carbon copy of somebody else. And there's tourists all over here where I live and there's just carbon copies of people. There's just like, I see like 13 different versions. 13 different versions of the same people. People on the planet. I see them as like people in decks of cards. Yeah. Oh, look, it's other 6 of clubs. There are a lot of people that think they're an ace of hearts. But they're like a 7 at best. I don't know. Supposedly more and more people are getting discernment. They're starting to figure out who people are. I'm just like, how have you never not known? It's just what we've allowed as a society. That's what it is. It's what we allow as a society. And we allow a bunch of bullshit. I remember when police and firemen were like fit. I remember when they did calendars with firemen on it that were hunky, shirts off and all sweaty and dirty and gross, with an axe. They don't do those anymore because it's not the case. They just, their blessings spoiled them. So many blessings spoiling. Speaking of, that's like when one of Jay Leno's cars attacked him. I'm like, dude, that guy's been a car enthusiast. I mean, how many homeless people has he not helped in his life? But I think about all his cars, and that's like when blessings spoil the stuff, man. It's not, people aren't living right. They're just not living right. Because if more and more people are living right on this planet, things would be much different. And people keep playing. They keep playing and they're not doing the hard work and they don't understand. Stuff is, the people that do the hard work, we get burnt out. We get really burnt out. So and people aren't teaching their kids any kind of work ethic. They're not teaching their kids any kind of working hard. It's like, no, you just sit on the couch and play video games and then I'll resent you to my friends at work, but I won't make you get a job or do anything like that, freaking, they don't even do their own laundry and stuff like that. I've seen it. I'm just like, man, I was so born into the wrong family. Fucking, we'd have to carry our freaking laundry for like, I don't know, it was like, I don't know, it's like 8 blocks. It still sucked to have to carry your laundry. Or just, do it in the shower, wash it in the shower. Choice was ours, I guess, when we had places to live. There's places, there's like a period of like 8 months that we were homeless and lived in one of Mom's boyfriend's trailers. Windows were all busted out. Backbone Ridge, 3.4 miles out Backbone Ridge. That was a cold winter. Then it was a long, I had my headphones. Music has always been very significant to me. And I had my Walkman, and it was a tape player, cassette player at this time. And I had the Lisa in Colt Jam tape, and I just would listen to that over and over and over and over. Spanish Fly, I think that's what it was called. And because it was it just took for that dirt road took forever because it was all ruddy and stuff, so you had to drive super, super slow. And there's no running water. We had a well. At least there's a well down at the bottom of the hill, so people would like go down and fill up buckets, and it was always too cold. I'm like, I don't know how they can freaking bathe with cold water out here, but they're used to it. I wasn't. So, yeah, people are going to get their chance. Everybody's going to get their chance. Too many people are taking care of themselves, and there's too many people that need help being taken care of, so it's not happening. It's an imbalance, and the shift is going to come back, and it's going to be ugly, and it's going to be gross, and try not to be one of those people that say I told you so. Try not to be one of those. Try. I'm just talking to me. I'm talking to me. Because I don't want, I just I just know how I feel when people have said that to me, and I hate it, and I don't, and I'm just not smug enough to enjoy that over the feeling of how I know it feels. So I'm not willing to do that stuff just out of principle. Those things still exist, don't they? Principles, Don't do that out of principle, or do that out of the principle for the principle of it. People have lost their principles, their morals, ethics. What are those things now? They don't matter on the planet these days. They don't matter. Even in all the organizations and all those places that you think that it would place some sort of significance, it just doesn't anymore, because people have let their blessings spoil them way, 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 way too much. All those people with their wondrous intentions of, if I was ever in a position to help people, these are the things I do. And then it's like, they got the big office and the big desk and the fancy car and the 6-figure income, and all of a sudden those ideas, of helping people quickly get replaced with yachts and trips around the world and stupid expense accounts and all that stuff. And blessings spoil. I'll get my chance. I've had my chance. I'll get my chance again to show people how big people can give things, and it really shouldn't impact them much. Not as much as it impacts the person, the recipient. Anyway, it's almost time to go walk dogs again. It's cold. It's been so cold. It was so cold this morning. It was sunny. I had to go in and get a couple things. I got cake pans. Mom's birthday's coming up. What kind of cake you want, Ma?
What kind of cake?
Yeah, birthday cake. I asked you earlier. It was strawberry.
Strawberry's good.
With chocolate frosting.
Yeah, that's a combination.
You like that?
Good.
With vanilla ice cream?
Oh, on top.
And then I'll decorate it nice.
Yeah.
Maybe put a couple roses on there for you.
Oh, that would be nice.
Happy 72.
72.
Almost good as new.
Uh-huh.
Yeah?
Good as new.
How you feeling, Ma?
Not almost. It's just,
Oh, neighbor's home. I was like, I need to get her number. Her phone number. Because they took off so early this morning, and it's late. And so I was like, in the event if anything ever happened and I needed to feed the cats or anything like that, I could do that for them.
it's snowing out there.
No, it's not snowing. It hasn't snowed in a few days. There's still some snow left. It's cold. It's bitter cold. It's bone-chilling cold. It's like I got socks on, but I'm standing on tile and my feet are cold. But I'm not going to make too much effort to get warmed up because I just got to have to go outside again in the next half hour anyway. But it is working out. Mom's sleeping a lot better in the big bed. I'm sleeping out here. I did that last night.
Is that good?
I slept better but that's just like a twin size type mattress, and Luna was there against the wall, and then Tucker was up on the pillow. Benny slept with you all night until like 5 this morning, and then he came. I hear him trotting in. I could just picture his little ears flopping. He was trotting in, and he wanted under the covers. So then I had 4, and then I was like, okay, I guess I'm up because there's no room for me anymore. I should have just gone back in there and gone back to bed, but I didn't want them disturbing Mom. And then I got some sun blackout curtains for back there, so we'll see if those keep you from. I'm trying to see if I can get you to sleep until like 7. And it's been like 6:30 lately. 6:40. It was 6:50 this morning. It was almost there. And then Benny wanted back in there or something. And then Benny's a dog. No, he's a good dog. He just drives me so crazy. He just always has. You know? And yeah, he gets, and his new thing is he'll like start to bark incessantly at dinner time. And I'm like, no, it makes my brains rattle. I know he does it when he was, that's how we got him when he was 11 months old, roughly. He was less than a year old when we got him. Wasn't that old. But somebody dumped him off at a farmhouse in Trainer, Iowa. And then 9 days later, someone I know saw him. And then 9 days later, they came back to see their horses and saw him again. And he was emaciated. He was so skinny. He'd been eating rocks and shit, and stuff, you know, and stuff like that. So they knew that I was involved with the Basset Beagle Rescue of the Heartland. So I got a hold of them and asked if they, you know, if we could take him on and I'd foster, and they said yeah. So we had him vetted, and he was neutered, and he was supposed to go live with someone 2 times, 2 times, and the last time it was 2 times, and then the last time when he was supposed to go to Owatha, Kansas, and I cried for 3 days. And then, but Shannon was supposed to move in, and we'd have too many dogs, because she had one too. And then so finally she was like, dude, if you're this upset, just keep Benny. And I was like, oh, okay. So I did. And then we got rid of her. No, she got rid of us, but we're still all together. And she's been, never mind. But it worked out. He is a good dog. He's just, I mean, he gets hungry, and then he gets that. I mean, people get it too. Well, that's why some people aren't really fun to be around when they're drunk, because they get stuck in a loop. You know, they repeat themselves. They honestly don't remember saying what they just said, and even though they just said it like 5 times. It's weird what the mind is. Frequency, patterns. Yeah. It's really easy for people to manipulate too. I ain't into that too either. That's all that stuff, man. All that world. I'm just sick of all that world. I'm just sick of the freaking phony fake, you know, resource misappropriation of funds, nonsense, you know. I think I see all these movies that are coming out now, all these big box office smashes and stuff. I'm just like, dude, these movies, they're not wearing a mask, but they were made during the freaking spandemic. It's just all bullshit, you know. It's just make the puppets dance. And the story continues. That's about all I got for now. Hope you have a rad day. Peace. It's cold. I'm cold.